Hi, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon,
Good
miss.
afternoon, miss.
How are you guys doing today?
We're okay.
We're good. We're okay, miss. How about you?
I'm fine, I'm fine. So our topic today is STI. As you can see with the AIDS is STI. So before I start, does anyone know what the abbreviation of STI? By the raise of hand.
STI, that would be a sexual transmitted infection.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Great. So first and foremost, we will want to know what is STI or sexually transmitted infection. So sexually transmitted infection are diseases that are passed through or spread through sexual intercourse, either by the types of bacteria, virus, or parasites. Before we dig a bit deeper, does anybody know what are the types of STI? Anybody? Anyone in the class? What are the various types of STI? I don't have nobody in the class.
Miss, I don't know.
You don't know? I
No,
know
miss.
one of y'all get an ID. What about Miss Wilkinson? What are the types? Have you ever heard about them?
Yes,
Anybody?
I have heard, but to categorize them into the different types, I
Mhm.
won't be able to, but I can list a few.
You can live in that frame.
All right. So I know of HIV,
Mhm.
we have gonorrhea, we have syphilis.
Yes.
Uh, those are all I can remember at this point in time.
Okay, well, you're correct. So we're gonna dig a bit deeper, and I'm going to more like you tell you the types that they fall into. So for bacteria, we have gonorrhea, we have syphilis, and we also call bacteria bacterial. So sometimes in your test, you may see bacterial instead of bacterial. Then there's virus, also known as viral. These can be hepatitis B, HPV, HIV/AIDS, and then there is parasites, sorry, known as parasistic. These are a thing like pubic lice. Anybody in class have ever heard of pubic lice or saw it before or anything like that? Sorry, picture wise, not experience, but picture wise. Why the class so quiet?
No, miss.
Okay, well, you know what you'll do. You guys will research that picture on what it's about. So we're gonna dig a bit deeper into the importance of STI. You must know the importance of STI because if these are not treated, serious problem. So first and foremost, sometimes there is no symptoms. I like you guys to know. But there are a lot of persons tend to say, oh, I can watch you and tell that you get HIV or you get AIDS. No, you can't. You can't look at somebody at all time and tell because there's not always symptoms showing that. Or sometimes there's not early detection in the person who have it. So one thing that you guys should always do is one, get tested. Before we go to the get tested part, please use your condom. Use condoms. Don't say, oh, me and my husband with the years, we do this entire. No, don't do such. You don't know what your husband doing or your boyfriend or whoever doing. So you go and you get tested. You can either go at any nearby clinic, you can either go at any public hospital, private hospital, or you can also purchase your home kit and you'll be fine. You will know early detection is great so that you can be treated or tested early. Because you do know the first stage is HIV. If we're gonna go into the virus type is HIV. So that's the first stage, right? And this stage is where it's rapid. You can easily pass it on. And if it then go to the advanced stage, which we know as AIDS, that's where the things get tough. In other words, your immune system will be weakened terribly. You want to know why you always sick. Every little thing that passes around you catch. Because I'm not saying that that's the reason. But that's one. So you guys use your condoms. I understand that sometimes it's not 100% safe, but prevention is better than cure. And two, get tested. I do think it's 3 to 4 months is a time frame. In your partner, you guys can go with GRTA or wherever you want to go. If you're comfortable doing it home, yeah, like online shopping, buy from Amazon and these places. So that's my lesson so far today. Is there any question anybody have? Sarah, you have any question? Miss, I don't
No,
know.
it's clear.
Miss, I don't know what is STI types. Any questions?
No, miss, I
No, we don't
understand
have any
today.
question.
Okay, great, lovely.
Yeah.
Miss Tixie, you're a very quiet girl. What's going on? I think it's your next. Oh, we got your class. All right, I'm gonna on you over to, I believe it's either Miss Tixie or Miss Hart.
Good afternoon, class. Well, I will continue what Miss leave off. Anybody could tell me when they hear about symptoms of STI, what come to mind or what you think? Sarah,
Miss,
Ruth?
miss is like if somebody gets it before knowing, they will feel a type of way.
Yeah, the signs that they would show if they have a certain disease or infection.
Okay, well,
Yes, miss. That is what I think as well.
okay, somewhat on the right track. Well, we have some basic symptoms. Some of the symptoms are treatable, while some are not treatable. Sometimes you will not know somebody have, they have STIs or anything. First, persons might have rashes or wart on their genital area. Anybody ever see any pictures or anything how it look? Anybody?
Yes, miss, very scornful.
Yes,
Very
miss.
scornful, and I guess you must make up your face or your mouth and anything.
Yeah.
Another thing, sores. Sores in the mouth or around the mouth. And itching. You know, I got the itching. You know, some persons are always itching, or the genital area may be burning. Y'all never
Yes.
y'all ever experience or hear anybody talking about that?
I know of some persons,
Yes, miss.
females, they say that when they pee, it would burn. I don't know if that would fall under an STI or it would just be an infection.
Well, yes, that fall also on the STI. That would sometimes they will have painful down there, be paining. Or another thing, they'll be frequently urinating. Every minute you want to go to the washroom, you're uneasy. So they have STI. And a lot of persons do not, a lot of persons might say, oh, they don't know if it's an STI. Or they might say, "Oh, man, must be the wrong underwear I wear, or I ain't wash the underwear." Or another thing could be too, oh, the liner man, for female, the liner man must not the right liner wear, so they might be itching. So they might not think that's a symptoms. Another thing too, when down they will have a colored, a discharge. You might have a discharge from the vagina or from the penis. Anybody ever see how the picture does look? Yeah, I'll show you. See how the picture does look? I know.
Yes, miss. It's like a kind of inflammation kind of look. Like, something like we're running out of the
Yes.
parts.
Normally they have the
And then it's like some boiled like
you are correct. They have the Ministry of Health, they have a HIV book where they have some pictures, some graphic pictures. And then so it's students also in your spare time. You could always go and read up. You watch videos or so forth about these things. Another thing too, you got a foul smell down there, something they have a smell, a foully fishy smell. So that could also be, that's another infection. Another a lot of students sometimes inside the school, you want to know is why the smell is is where the smell coming from. All know they haven't, and they have an STI and they do not know. They don't they do not know. They must think it was some ordinary problem or so forth. So another symptoms we have sometime during sex, it might be painful, or you might have a lower, or probably your lower abdomen might have pain. So some of these are not treatable, while some could treat. So the best thing is early for you to go and check if you get any little problem, little itching, you frequently urinate. The best thing for you to go and check as females. Females are always going to any little problem, they're going to the hospital. Wise male would not, they will not take it serious. Anybody could tell me what some challenge could be, if they, challenge in STIs? Ruth?
No, miss.
No challenge? Sarah, any challenge?
Cancer,
Yes, that's one. And we have,
their genital organs can be damaged.
yes, yes, you're on the right track. So in syphilis, when syphilis get, at that stage, the advanced stage, it could also damage your organs. Another big important one is gonorrhea and chlamydia. That's basically, you have in female, they will have an infertility. They want to know, you get older, you want to know, I ain't getting pregnant, is what happened to me. Your family member say, you up to now, girl, you married look how long, and you ain't got a child. There is infertility because they never, they have an STI and they never have it treated. So that's one of the challenge. It could be you not get pregnant because you never treat it. And also we have cancer, AIDS, HPV. That's one of the way too. So now, anybody could tell me prevention, some ways where you could prevent some of these STIs?
By using a condom.
Yes. But at your age, tell me where you want knowing about sex, or why you want sex at this age. Your parents sending you out to school for taking your education.
But miss,
The hormones. Don't tell me about no hormones. Everybody's get hormones kicking. If your hormones kicking, you best go and watch a series or drink cold or drink some water
but
to cool down yourself.
miss, sometime if we ain't do it now, if we gonna get it when we get older.
But ain't run away, it always there. So the big one, abstain. Abstain. So we should have routine testing, medical exam at early stage. If you feel any itching early, you should go and detect yourself to see if you have an infection. And another thing too, refrain from sharing needles and personal items. Needles, make sure if you're going to the hospital, if they're taking blood, make sure that the needle is inside. It's a new needle they're using to take out blood, because you could contract it, STIs, from needles. So refrain from sharing needle. Anytime you go into the hospital, make sure they give you a fresh needle. Another thing too, having multiple partners inside a relationship, and you're using condoms, you just know, and you don't know if that person have it. So that's another way from preventing yourself from STIs. So we have safe sex, we use condom, and they now have a vaccine for HPV. So anybody could tell me what is at least one symptoms and one prevention from what I just teach. Class?
So,
One symptom would
so
be
Miss, one
itching
symptoms would
and
be
burning.
itching, and one prevention would be limit the amount of sexual partner. Limit your amount of sexual partner.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or so for me?
No, miss.
Yeah, sure, y'all understand, y'all get it?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm finished for here. The next presenter.
Chiquita, pin Miss Ruth's screen, the one with the teaching aid.
You seen it?
Yeah.
I think she got showed the rest. Only one it at HPV.
Who's our next presenter, guys?
I believe it's Miss Pixie.
Miss Dixie.
Miss Pixie there?
Just a second, miss.
Yeah.
So let me explain some myths and facts. Some myths and facts about STI. So we have some myths here. You can tell if someone has STI just by looking at them. Class, can you look at somebody and say if they have STI?
No, that would be a myth.
Okay. So another one we have many STI show no visible symptoms.
A fact.
Okay. If I only have sex once, I will not get an STI.
That is definitely a myth.
Okay, y'all on the right track, man. Y'all know the thing. You mean that I see some persons have been reading up. So we have another one here. Some people have no symptoms for years. Only a HIV test can only oh shoot.
And let's confirm the infection.
Only an HIV test can confirm the infection.
That would be a fact.
A fact.
Okay. I will know if I had HIV right away.
That's a myth.
Okay, very good. Good job. So me some students been reading up, so they know. Okay, that's very good. So we have Miss Tixie now.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Good afternoon, Miss.
So we'll be doing a case study on the story of Crystal. Crystal is an 18-year-old student, was in a relationship with a partner who had not had STI testing. She did not experience illness, but observed mild discomfort during urination. She discarded the symptoms 1 year later. Crystal encountered significant pain and productive problem. Medical professional sorry about that. I'll start over. Medical professional identification or with untreated just a second.
So with the case study, Crystal is an 18-year-old student in a relationship who had not had STI testing. So 1 year after Crystal she start encountering some problems, some pelvic pain, and she having some she basically having, some urinary some burning, itching. So Crystal decided now, after a year, she decided now to go to the doctor because she getting these pains and she want to know what's really going on with her because she's in a relationship. She have somebody, she have a boyfriend. So when she go to the doctor now, so Crystal find out all of a sudden she get a untreated chlamydia. So now, which now after this results in some problems. She contacted pelvic pelvic inflammatory disease. After a year, this when Crystal find out because Crystal want to know what really going on with her after a year. So from that case study, we after from that case study, we would just basically have some question. Can any by raising of hands or anybody could tell me how could Crystal have kept herself safer?
She could have gotten herself tested earlier.
Another
Or
question.
she could have, okay, she could have used a condom.
Okay, well, probably, they have some students, and then so it all depends on the partner. So, the problem because man, why we gotta have sex in the two-wheeler, why, no, why we have to use a condom in the two-wheeler, y'all mean and nothing. You know how some of these young man could speak, or they could tell her kind of thing in ears, and the young man must tell Crystal kind of thing, and Crystal must fall for it. And Crystal must say, I must the only girl, why I gotta be used, why I gotta use a condom. So another question. What obstacle keep keep what obstacle keep people from getting tests for STIs? Or why persons do not go and test STIs?
Stigma. They're ashamed.
Or doubt.
No, yes. Because shame, when you gotta go in the clinic and you never know. I remember Crystal is 18. Crystal don't want to go in the clinic and then for going to get test and then somebody see, I see poops. Crystal meet up with your neighbor or to meet up with an auntie or somebody might call your mother. So Crystal must, the shame and stigma. And then another thing too, Crystal,
Or
she must
Mrs.
then had get to
Oh.
know no, remember some of these you're not getting symptoms or you don't see no signs or symptoms. So that's why Crystal, that's one obstacle. That's why Crystal did not go and get tests. So that's the end of the little class activity. Miss Tixie could take over, please.
Okay. Summary and key takeaway. Sexual transmitted information STD are just a second. Just give me 1 minute, miss.
Hi class, seeing as though Miss is having a little bit issue. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm gonna help her out a bit. So our summary and our takeaway for our lesson today is sexually transmitted infection, also known as STI, are prevalent and may result in significant health consequences. Certain STIs are okay, class. So we're now going to move to our summary and takeaway for the day. So one we do know is that sexually transmitted disease can result in terrible health consequences. That's one. Two, we do know that some of the STIs are not visible. There's no visible symptoms or there's no early detection. Three, you guys should the sexually transmitted infection can be treated with medication. These are the bacterial ones. So you see the viral one, there is no cure to those. And then one, prevention is better than cure. Use your condom. That's one. Get tested. That's two, vaccine, and you can do your vaccination as well. Is that you need to educate yourself and be aware of these symptoms, sorry, not symptoms, the sexually transmitted infections that we currently have or that we're currently dealing with in today's society. Miss, can you go to the other slide because I will be providing you guys with some homework for next class. So there's three of you. So I'm going to put you guys in one group. All right. So what you guys will do is that you will research the causes, symptoms, treatments, and prevention of the STIs that we listed earlier and create a poster or chart displaying the key facts and prevent your findings to the class. You have a presentation and you need to present to us. So that's all for today. I don't know if you guys have any additional questions so far before we end. Anything before you go,
No
guys?
questions, Miss.
Okay, great. Lovely. It was a nice session with you guys. And do have a great day and continue with the same attitude. Bye.
I
Bye, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.